You know someone like this. Maybe you've dated them. Maybe you've worked for them. Maybe, if you're honest, you've caught glimpses of them in yourself. On the outside they look like adults. They have jobs, mortgages, children of their own. But something underneath never finished forming. The real answer is far stranger than they're just selfish or they never grew up. Your brain has a name for what happened to them, and it starts long before they could even talk. Psychologist Erik Erikson mapped human development in 2 stages, each one built on the one before it. Trust. Autonomy. Identity. Intimacy. Skip a stage, and you don't just miss it. You carry an unfinished version of it into every relationship you'll ever have. Think of it like a house built without a foundation floor. The upper floors still get built. They just have nothing solid underneath them. John Piaget noticed something similar in children. Young kids see the world only through their own needs. That's normal. It's supposed to fade. But for some people, it doesn't. Psychologist Lindsay Gibson spent years studying adults raised by emotionally immature parents, and she found a pattern. The child never got to be a child. So the adult never learned what a child normally learns: how to sit with discomfort, how to consider someone else's inner world, how to say, "I was wrong" without collapsing. What does this look like in real life? A partner who turns every disagreement into a crisis about their own feelings. A boss who cannot hear feedback without treating it as betrayal. A friend who disappears the moment you need something back. It isn't cruelty, most of the time. It's a nervous system still operating on toddler logic, wrapped in an adult's face. Here's the part that reframes everything. Emotional immaturity isn't a character flaw you can just decide to fix. It's a stalled process. Somewhere, at some age, the growing stopped. Maybe a parent needed to be comforted instead of comforting. Maybe every feeling in that house had to be hidden to keep the peace. The child adapted. The adult never had a reason to update. You felt the effects of this even if you've never studied it. The exhaustion of loving someone who can't meet you halfway. The confusion of an apology that somehow becomes about them. Researcher John Bowlby, the father of attachment theory, believed our earliest bonds become the blueprint for every bond after. If that first blueprint was drawn by someone who never finished growing, you inherit the unfinished lines too. But here's what should unsettle you, gently, on your way out. Growth doesn't stop at 18 just because society says it should. The brain keeps changing. The pattern that started in someone's childhood is not a life sentence. It's a stalled process, and stalled processes can restart. So the next time you meet someone who acts like a child in an adult's body, ask yourself a different question than what's wrong with them. Ask when the growing stopped. Because somewhere in your own life, quietly, without you noticing, there might be a flaw that never finished either.